As a parent, I am very dedicated to the idea that education is a right. And that extends through a college education, because in the 21st century, you do not survive without a college education or some form of post-secondary education. So throughout the 20th century, we provided a free high school education, because with a high school education, you could do very well. But in the 21st century, you need a college degree. So by analogy, that should also be provided for free. Young people should not have to go into a lifetime of debt, which is largely unpayable in the economy that we have, in order to acquire survival skills. It's just nonsense. You don't throw your children into the ocean and hope that they are going to learn how to swim. You teach them how to swim before you throw them into the ocean of the economy. So we call for free public higher education and for basically debt-free, affordable private college education. And we call for canceling student debt, bailing out students the way we bailed out Wall Street, who crashed the economy. The victims of that crashed economy also deserve a bailout, which would be much smaller than what we came up with for Wall Street. There is no better investment than providing college education. And in fact, we know that it pays for itself 7 times over. We know that from the GI Bill following the Second World War, when we provided free college for returning soldiers. Every dollar that we put into it as taxpayers was returned 7 times over in public benefits and increased revenue. So this is a win-win for everybody. The Green Party has actually been ahead of the curve. When I ran for governor in the first race I ever ran in 2002 in Massachusetts against Mitt Romney, I was the only candidate calling for equal marriage, while the Democrats were still trying to figure out whether they would support civil unions, a kind of second-class arrangement. The Green Party's always been very clear that gender identity or sexual preference or religion or race, for that matter, should have nothing to do with our rights. So across the board, the Green Party calls for not only LGBTQ justice, but also justice for working people, for living wages, for the right to a job, the right to health care, the right to education, and for a foreign policy that allows us to put our dollars into these things that we need here at home. And that includes climate justice, which is another movement where millennials have also been leading the charge. We call for liberating that generation of young people, because without the leadership of the younger generation, we don't move forward. We are dead in the water, essentially, and we cannot tackle these really critical issues around climate, around nuclear weapons, around Black Lives Matter. We can't tackle them without the leadership of the generation that is living out these struggles.